All right, so we have a new episode today of Adult Dungeons as Child Link, and today we are going to do the Shadow Temple. But you might ask me, why are we in the Deku Tree? Or the Deku Tree? Well, we'll find out about that later. First of all, more importantly, we have a cool glitch that was actually only discovered 1 year ago. All right, this glitch is called Quick Put Away. I'm going to show you how to get that. So with this perfect setup right here, which we position ourselves at a specific distance from this little Baba tree thing, we wait until it strikes us at the perfect time, which is right here on this frame. Now you notice how on my A button it says put away, right? So I try to put away the Deku stick as I get struck by this Baba. And from doing that, it kind of interrupted my put away. The game thinks that we put away the stick and we don't have anything in our hand, but clearly we do, right? So if we just position ourselves to get rid of this stick with the perfect jump slash, now we don't have a stick. Now the game is really confused because it acts as if our sword is like a lit Deku stick for some reason, and so we can crouch to have the spider web and it burns away the spider web. We have a fire sword apparently. And that's really cool because we for over 20 years we never figured out a quick way to get into the basement. We always had to climb all the way up the top, jump and break the whip. Yeah. Alright, so coming up here, we do a cool little glitch to get up into this upper area here. Boom. It's called the Bomb Mega Flight. Really useful because we're actually supposed to go all the way around and do like all these puzzles and shit to get to this area. Now, another glitch here called Flame Storage, in which we jump slash the very tip of the sword right there, see? So because we touch the torch, we trick the game into thinking that we have a lit Deku stick. And so if I pull out a Deku stick right here, we can light the web on fire and skip the whole pushing the block down. Alright, coming up here is my favorite sequence of this whole video, so I'm going to show it off. You better grab your popcorn and pay attention right here. Ooh. God damn. Alright, so why was that so fucking nasty? So first I have to position Link in a perfect spot right there where I can jump slash the vines. And right there we get a recoil which pushes us back with so much momentum. We dive into the water, but as we're diving, we get into the shallow end, and the momentum gets carried backwards with this glitch called Water Extended Super Slide. So we use all this momentum to slide backwards into this area. And then right here, we have to kill the Deku Scrubs in a certain order. So I slide backwards to aggro them in a certain order, which I need to aggro these two because I have to kill this one first. And then see, I pull Link to the middle here to aggro the one on the left, but I have to kill the one on the right first, and I just have enough time to turn around and reflect the third this Deku Scrub's nut back at him. Now we have Queen Goma, and you can actually see her like on the ceiling before you even enter this room. So right there we did a jump slash with a Deku stick, which is very important, which helps us get a quick kill on her. This infamous cutscene as you stare at her as she rolls her eye back into her arachnid skull. So here's the quick kill. Boom. Boom. So if you notice, when you damage her once, she tries to get up. So, but if you interrupt the get up with a Deku nut, you stun her and she falls down again. And so we can actually stun lock her with 2 nuts and then keep crouch stabbing her to death. And that's how you get the quick kill on her. And coming up here, there's actually a glitch that we found like only 2 or 3 years ago. It's a wrong warp. The wrong warp has been known like for over, I think, about like 10 years, but this particular wrong warp was found 2 years ago. Alright, so we have to do this setup where we do a glitch called Ocarina items as we backflip and land right on the very edge of this blue warp. Just like I explained this in Phantom Ganon. Right, so now because of we're in the Ocarina animation, we can actually cancel it with our B button by hitting stop. Right, so it's really important because we can actually gain control of Link as the blue warp. So there's a blue warp timer that's counting down, which actually warps us out. But if we walk far enough, we can actually we pause the timer, and it actually stops counting down unless we were to turn around and look back at the warp, or we walk in a proximity of it. So which will be really useful coming up later. So first, now we do a glitch to try to clip out of bounds here. So we have to pull out a bomb here. We have to look for a specific frame. It's the second frame of this red flame coming up right here. Right there. Now we drop it, backflip, we shield the damage right there. So that sets us up to be in this position right here, where we can clip out of bounds in this corner. But first we need to drop one more bomb. And we're looking for the first explosion frame, which comes right after this big-ass red flame right here. Boom, there it is. Now we have to input a jump slash with our Deku stick. Right there. And on this next frame, the bomb blast pushes us into this corner here, and we clip out of bounds. Now we have to throw our boomerang right on this frame because we don't want to fall back too far. We want to fall straight down. It's really important because we bring, see on the top right corner, we actually bring the boss room back into view, and that resumes the countdown timer for the blue warp, and we actually warp out as the blue warp timer ends, and because of that, we confuse the game into thinking we warped into Bongo Bongo. Really useful glitch, because for the longest while I didn't want to do this series because I dreaded trying to go through the Shadow Temple with young Link, because you don't have hookshot, you don't have hover boots, so you would have to do like a million bomb hovers, and it's just not fun to watch at all, and this is much more entertaining this way. Alright, so now we have to store a jump slash just like we did to get the quick kill on Goma. And it's really troll because he keeps freaking like bouncing you up and down, so it's really hard to get infinite sword glitch. You have to wait for this first attack here. Now I'm able to get infinite sword glitch. So I get it off the text box off of this hand here through Navi. So now we have infinite sword glitch set up. Now we gotta stun the hands, and it's so interesting. Like, we can actually damage the adult dungeon bosses with our slingshot. Like, that's so cool and so crazy. So right here, I almost died of this second hand here because it swings right at us. But right before it hits us, I hit him with the Deku slingshot. And now Bongo Bongo comes straight at us, and I stun him right there, right in the eye. And now he's stunned, and we do full ISG damage on him. ISG, which stands for Infinite Sword Glitch. So we're doing essentially full Master Sword jump slash damage to him every time we touch him. Or every time we damage him. So that's how you get the quick kill on the first cycle. Alright, so once again, we have to set up a wrong warp because the game just knows that young Link is not supposed to obtain a medallion. So the cutscene actually locks and we can't receive our medallion. So we have to set up with this meticulous setup right here. So I'm lining up Link perfectly to get him lined up with the blue warp. And now I'm in the right spot, so I can now backflip 5 times. Right here on the 5th backflip. Now we're on the very edge as we play Ocarina with our Deku stick. So once again, I can cancel it with B. And now I walk upwards here, and this roll was really important because now we're out of sight of the blue warp. Right here, now we're out of sight. And so now it's no longer counting down, which is important. And right here, we do this little crouching tiger sequence for some reason. Well, so that happens actually because when you're in the blue warp, you're actually you get lifted up into the air, and Link spins around as you're being warped out. So when we're in the air, the game thinks we're being lifted up, right? So now we're too far away and from the warp, and now we just fall, and conveniently we can just die to this poison here. And right as we die, see the camera spins and you see the blue warp right there. We bring the blue warp back into vision, so now it's counting down again. And it counts down to 0 right on this frame, right as we game over. And so because of that, the game over screen takes priority over the cutscene warp, but because it knows it happened at the same time, we get warped back to the beginning of the dungeon, but it still gives us our shadow medallion. How cool is that? So there you go.